YouTube is a great resource for many things, but it's often filled with misinformation, trolls, or people just trying to sell you stuff. In this video, I'm going to answer some of my critics and show you exactly how we make our YouTube videos and why we make them, as well as reveal what many other YouTubers don't want you to know. Each week I sit here and try to bring you some useful information related to photography. It's either post-production or visual awareness tips, or techniques tutorials, or general information that I hope will be useful to you. And I'm very pleased that our videos are highly popular with thousands of likes, views and positive comments. Occasionally though, you get the odd wise ass who thinks he's cracked some major conspiracy and likes to let rip. Or we get the odd troll who seems to think that their 1 year of experience and knowledge qualifies them to argue that they know something more about lighting than my 25 years of professional experience. But hey, this is YouTube. But before I go into that, let's look at how we make our YouTube videos. Maybe you want to make your own and are looking for some tips, or maybe you're just curious. One of the things trolls love to try and catch you out on is reading from an autocue, as if that's some sort of crime. Yes, in many of these videos, guess what? I'm reading a script that I've written and put on an autocue. I've even got a foot pedal that allows me to control the speed of the autocue. How else would I be able to deliver or memorize a 2,000 word article and deliver it consistently and efficiently without one? Many of my favourite YouTubers like Gerald Undone and others also use an autocue, simply because we have a large volume of information to get across accurately. However, not all videos use an autocue. Sometimes, especially on tutorials, I just wing it. The next thing is the cut. Yes, we have to cut the videos. A key trick is the 4K cut. That is, we film in 4K and we use just one camera. But we make a zoom cut to cover if I mispronounce something along the way. Does this happen often? Yes, it happens all the time. Take a look at this. Chances are you are Below, I discuss some of the tools and techniques compared to if you adjusted. Oh, Jesus Christ, wept. Struggle to find the edge. A fly landed on my head right in the middle of that. I missed. Or warp a layer without losing original image. To help you organise your workflow, this will. I'll lose the will to live. This will remember. I'm gonna throw this fucking keyboard. Background or subject or noise. Or individual pixels. Pixels, for sake. Other comments we receive bizarrely relate to the setup. There have often been accusations of deliberate product placement, as if there is some sort of conspiracy. For example, why is that ISO logo there? Well, it's there because that's my ISO screen and it's got a hood that sticks out which has their logo on it. Big deal. Why is my MacBook there? The dumbest comment I ever saw was, why do you have all of that photography equipment in the background? Why don't you just have a plain wall or something else? Well, this is a photography YouTube channel after all, so we kind of thought that photography equipment would look more interesting to photographers than a plain wall. Go figure. So let's take a look at how and what we do. So as you can see, I'm sat here at a desk in my studio. But if we go to the wider view, you'll see that here is the background, which is simply some of the studio kit that we wheel into position for these videos. Additional to the stuff that we just wheel in as a background, we have a couple of HMI lights, We've got one here creating a glow on the back of the cove. We have another one here firing into the floating ceiling just to bounce a bit of light into the studio. And then we have the key light shining to me on the desk, which is a Para 133 with a HMI. You can see my desk set up there. Over here, we have the Autocue, which is an ICANN Autocue one-way glass mirror with an iPad and teleprompter. I have a reference monitor down here, and then we have a Sony FS7 camera with a 50mm lens for the video. I'm using a Sony wireless radio mic for the audio, and that is hidden with a little sticky thing for the lavalier mic just behind my shirt. You can probably hear it when I tap it there. So no big secret. Now I'm going to carry on with the Autocue, and as I pointed out before, that is controlled via this foot pedal, which is usually on the floor, which allows me to go backwards and forwards. Now, where was I? Oh, the other thing, we make these videos in batches. That means that rather than make one video per week, we make 6 or 7 in one go, maybe in one given day, which is often why you see me wearing the same t-shirt in many videos. Right, where was I? On the Autocue. Now it's fallen behind and I've got to let it catch up. So, what about sponsors? Well, we don't do affiliate links. In fact, we don't believe in them, as often people on YouTube just talk about or review stuff so that they can make a commission from selling that stuff. We don't do that because we like to keep our independence. That way we can talk about whatever we want, whenever we want. Occasionally we receive products from brands to review, but we always make it clear that the review will be a fair and independent one regardless of whether we get to keep the product or not. So what about sponsors? Well, once a month we put a Squarespace message in our YouTube videos. That's only 1 out of every 4 videos that we release per month. And the sponsor fee helps us cover some of our production costs to make these videos. But it's certainly not going to pay for this entire business to function. I'm also happy with this sponsored message because I use their product myself. My own commercial website is a Squarespace one. And while we're on the subject, yes, I am an ambassador for Hasselblad, for Broncolor and Manfrotto, but only because I respect those brands and I use their products. Those brands don't pay me anything to feature their products ever, anywhere. End of story. So what about YouTube? How much money do we make from YouTube? Well, you might be surprised to hear that it's hardly anything. Certainly not worth the effort in making the videos. We're not the type of channel with millions of views per video, so we'll never make big bucks from YouTube. In fact, we only recently turned the advertising revenue options on our videos in the hope that it would increase our views, as we felt YouTube might distribute them more if they're making money from them. Otherwise, we wouldn't even do that. So why do we do YouTube? What are we trying to sell you? Most YouTubers have some sort of ulterior motive. They are either trying to build a channel, grow an audience, make revenue from sponsorship or YouTube itself, or they're trying to sell you something directly or through affiliate links, or they're being paid for product placement. If we're not doing those things, then why are we doing it? Well, we are trying to sell you something, but we've never made a secret of that. There is no big conspiracy there. We've always been very clear about it. We run arguably one of the world's top photography and post-production education platforms, and it costs just $19 a month to access everything. So our sole objective with our YouTube channel is to bring awareness to our knowledge and our tips, and hope that you will appreciate that and check out our higher level of training and education on our website. It's that simple. No conspiracy and no other reason. Now, of course, we know that not everyone is ready to make the jump to our best classes, but we hope that they and you still enjoy what we do here each week in the meantime. So, I hope this video clarifies why we do what we do here each week, and if nothing else, it will give me a link to give to the next troll. Thanks for watching.